This conference will now be recorded.
Good. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Mr. Carl's going to give the invitation.
I'm going to do a quick reading from Psalm 72. It says, "May God judge your people with righteousness and your poor with justice. May the mountains yield prosperity for the people and the hills in righteousness. May God defend the cause of the poor and give deliverance to the needy, and end to oppression. And God delivers the needy when they call, the poor and those who have no helper. God has pity on the weak and needy and saves their lives." Let us pray. God, you have called us here to do your work. We give you thanks for your gift and your guidance. May you guide these council members and this town. May we remember the poor in this community, and may you bless all those who work to serve everyone in this town. May you govern and direct us that we can consult together and do all of this work in your name. Amen.
Thank you, sir. Looks like all the council's here.
You forgot someone.
I know. It's always on me. It's Dad's turn tonight.
Okay, has everyone had a chance to review the regular minutes and the executive session minutes? Do I have a motion to accept?
I'll make a motion to accept the regular minutes and the executive session minutes.
Do I have a second? I'll second. Have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Abstained, motion carries. Treasurer's report, December of 2022.
Yep, so the general fund shows the balance at the end of December for $2,442,387,011. The water fund shows a balance of $683,327.38. And the sewer fund is a little misleading. We do have about $213,000 worth of outstanding checks, so the balance is really at $166,080.34. Over on our CDs, everything that we have for the is for the mayor and council at the moment, and our balance for CDs is $2,189,662.79. And I'm going to circle back to that in just a second. I have a couple of things I want to discuss there. Other accounts, our restricted funds, which are money markets at Middletown Valley Bank, currently has a balance of $2,168,87.77. Of course, you know, there's some of the money that we've gotten, some of the grant money that we've gotten for the reservoir that's holding there. The American Rescue Plan Act funds, we're currently at $3,132,825.13. The water fund has a user account at the Middletown Valley Bank for $174,510.42. And the sewer fund has a money market at Middletown Valley for $84,975.43. And then coming back to the CDs, if you look at the top of the page, we have with Fulton, used to be Columbia Bank. One CD there is just came due at the first of the year for 0.15%, which we're definitely pulling that out. The other one doesn't come due until June, but I think that once we look at what the penalty is, it's probably going to be more advantageous to move that and get the 4% that we're getting now. If you look at the ones with Wells Fargo, we also have one that's going to be coming due tomorrow. So I'm going to make sure that we pull that one and just renew. I guess we're going to talk and see what the rates are. We may look at going a little bit longer, but we've tried to keep that stair step going. So we'll take some advisement from Wells Fargo and see where we go. But what I really wanted to find out is what your all's opinion would be on the Fulton accounts. And maybe just pulling all that out of there, because the last time I talked to Fulton Bank, their rates were like 2%. Even though everybody else is like 4%. So there's no reason to.
Yeah, we were supporting community and we had some there, you know what I mean, that we did, when we originally invested those two, they had a little better relief bonus, there was, a special going on.
Right.
Sort of, I'm saying.
So if anyone has any concern about that, let me know, but otherwise I'm probably gonna take it all out of there and try to get some better rates. Because we need the money. We're spending money.
It's at 2% now.
Well, the
The
one's
one
at
that just
0.15,
came,
but-
yeah, is 0.15.
That's back from when it got renewed back when there was no,
Right.
I mean, because we were at Wells Fargo, we had those painful months of no interest whatsoever.
The second one, Ray, for the 128,000 is a no-brainer. That's coming out. That's mature. But I'm talking about the one above that for 116 that will probably be able to still do better even with the marginal penalty that we have. Okay.
Yeah, as long as you can do better than what penalty you're paying. But
Right. Okay.
It is nice to support community, but I know M&T Bank didn't, they didn't like our financial policy. We had the trouble with Tyler.
Yep, with them, yep, so,
So,
and we're trying, but, I mean, we still need to make the maximum amount of percentage that we can, so. But that was the only two things that I wanted to talk about, other than presenting the treasury report.
There's another CD down there
On
in
this
the
one?
Wells Fargo account that's at
Yeah.
0.2%.
yeah.
Oh, that's
We
right.
should probably redeem that.
Well, it redeems on March 3rd.
Yeah.
March 3rd.
So it probably won't be
You
a
get a
penalty
$2,000 penalty right now for doing it.
It still makes sense to redeem early and take the penalty.
See, right now, your redemption is at 238.23, so it's $1,700. You're probably not gonna make that much interest.
I'm sure
You
you
know what I
are,
mean?
between now and March.
Well, I'll-
I
Definitely
think
will.
it's just less than 60 days, so.
Okay, well, we'll look. Okay, that's it.
Thank you, sir. Do I have a motion to accept treasury report? I'll make that motion. Thank you, sir. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the treasury report. Any questions or
The only
discussion?
other comment was the balance you read in the water fund included outstanding checks. You gotta take them off there.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstained, motion carries. Appreciation award. Oh, you got it.
Tony, did you give everybody the 6-month? Okay. Let's see if anybody had any questions about that. or-
And, well, actually, speaking about that, Paul, I did reach out to Brian today. That's a report that he can run out of Peachtree, so I think I'm just gonna give that to you all every month from now on. It's something that we don't have to do, it's just automatically populates. So it gives us the year-to-date up against our budget.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I would be included with that. because they're all-
We're halfway through the fiscal year, and it's a good idea to take a close look at where we are, budget versus actual, so. Thought it'd be a good idea for everybody to take a look if you don't have any questions, though. There weren't any red flags when I took a look at it, so.
All looks good. Anything else? Appreciation award. Lift this. Brian, he will fly, sir. We'll make this official. Thank you for all you do for us, buddy. In appreciation of your dedication and support for the town of Boonesborough, presented to Brian Phillips and Sons Drilling Incorporated. Thank you, Brian. Thank you guys for everything that you do.
Got that thing?
It's a little heavy.
So just a little bit background. Brian owns Phillips Well Drilling Company and recently donated his services to decommission the Crestview Well. And he's even letting us borrow his dumpsters so that we can do the demolition of the well building.
Very nice.
So, and on top of that, anytime we have a source water project, Brian's always the first call for consultation and guidance. And he's always been completely forthright and always looking out for us. He helped us out with the irrigation well at the high school and working through this redundancy issue we have for source water. So very grateful for everything he does.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we very much appreciate all you do for us.
Nope.
Again, thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Take care. We appreciate you too.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. That's nice, huh?
Yeah.
Don't hang that plaque on the men's room. That's important.
Thank you again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Public, do you have anybody signed up? Mr. Sandberg. There you go.
Good evening, everybody. Colin Schanberger, 15 Young Avenue. I'm back again in regards to the American Rescue Plan Act request that I was making. Just seeing, last time I was here, you guys said you were discussing it, and I'm just here for another follow-up on that.
We took care of it.
Cool. I'm glad to hear that, and I hope everybody is taken care of.
Yeah, we're very thankful. Thank you.
I said it before and I'll say it again. We have a nice community. Mayor and council, I appreciate what you do, but really the workers are the bread and butter of this town. And honestly, you guys make this a great place to live, safe community for my family, projects you're tackling. In my history that I understand, we've never had somebody pull together like that and pull in resources that you have. And it's good. And I appreciate everybody. And as I see town employees around, I'll try to pass that along to them, but again, thank you. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you for your volunteering.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Least
that.
I can do.
Thanks, Colin.
Thanks. Any mayor and council correspondence?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
I just want to bring to the council's attention a rumor that is unsourced that came to me via a member of the EDC, via an employee up at Jockey's, that there is plans afoot to have, and I've not verified, I don't know, to have MML wrestling at Vanish, and they're going to get busloads of people from Baltimore and DC to bring them in for MML fight. I've never heard of it. I know, but I'm going to just say, in case you hear it, I've heard it, and the source is somebody who works there, and that's it. So I just want to throw that out there. Anybody else have heard anything like that at all?
Yeah,
Like cage fighting stuff or like?
Oh, that's what
I have MML. MMA.
I was gonna say. I had no idea what it was.
When they came to talk to us, they mentioned,
And I was trying back, I thought, you can't even have loud customers. I mean, I don't know what mixed martial arts fighting, but I heard that, and it was asked of me, and it started a big chain on the EDC, site, everybody's worried about it. or I was in all those meetings, and believe me, we've never discussed MMA, MMC, MML, any kind of.
So that's something that would require a special exception, I would imagine.
Yes.
I would assume so. I don't think we have anything for that.
That type of event though, I don't think it's.
I thought jockeys was closed except for the one track thing.
Yeah.
That's all.
But I think they're confused, like this whole betting thing and sports and, but nobody said anything about bringing fighters in.
Maybe they can bet on that upstairs, I don't.
Yeah, they
know.
can. That's my thought. That's probably what.
You know, they did that.
They can bet on anything.
Yeah.
That's everything. But
When they came to talk to us though, that was about a year ago. They did say that we're interested in having cage fighting. And we were very interested in having a stable business there, so we kind of just swept that under the rug, pretended we didn't hear it. So
Commerce is commerce.
we did mention, however, that they were going to need to get a special exception before they did something like that. So, and that was not currently permitted.
Yeah.
So,
I haven't heard anything more on Vanish, but the brewery over at Shepherdstown, right before we cross the bridge, they're having trouble getting equipment because ever since COVID, and stuff's been shipped.
Just stop there, got a coffee. Yeah. Little coffee shops over
Yeah, little coffee shop, but the brewery's gonna be a while. They
there.
can't-
I've talked to the owners, yeah, both of them, because I actually.
Yeah, the old leach.
Gas station, really.
And they are, yeah, they said they're waiting on equipment. That's their whole, they said the equipment's in.
They in
Boonesboro.
Maryland.
I don't know if it's in the town, but the equipment they have is.
I think it might be in Lewisburg, Kentucky.
I was just saying.
Or Vancouver.
I talked to Richie and he said they should be submitting plans soon and Goodwill is moving to the other side. So they're gonna be taking that whole section. So it's gonna be
You talk
pretty
about
big.
MML?
But
You talk about the kickboxing?
No. that was not brought up.
Goodwill's looking for a store down here, but they're looking for a storefront about the size of Wise Markets.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they moved into CVS in Middletown. So, they're looking for a large store because they said they have all kinds of business from Boonesboro going to Middletown, Hagerstown. And they would love to have a place down here. So something, no, I wouldn't be big enough. I wouldn't be big enough. And it wouldn't be in Harding. So something would fall through out of Jockeys, that could be a possibility.
Yeah, I remember they mentioned a store up there, but nothing
It's
ever
not big
happened.
enough, they said.
Yeah.
What about that Encore place up there? In the street.
I don't know where.
That got sold and I don't know what the new owner's planning to put in there.
EDC rumors are that somebody wants to put an outfit with a trail. But there's all kinds of problems with the building. That might be-
This is the old pet store?
It was a game time. It was a reservation shop, I guess.
Basically far out there.
Flooring company.
I went up there and they had an oil tank in the basement that was leaking for some time. And then they made the mistake of calling the Maryland Department of the Environment, who came out and told them that they had to dig. Yeah, they had to remove all that contaminated soil. And when I was there, they had about a 20-foot 4x4 pit straight down, and they still had not uncovered untainted soil. And so, well, and she was wondering if we knew of any grant sources. I told her that you should probably, they bought it in an auction, and first thing she needs to do is probably have a building inspection. Because she should probably get a complete idea of just everything that building's gonna need at this point. And that was the last I heard on that.
I guess. Anything else? Here, none. Police Department. Chief?
All right, so the report for December, although that paper heading to November, 65 calls for service, 10 traffic stops, and no criminal arrest. Myself and Ted did the old time Christmas. I attended the mayor and council meeting. Tom Moretti, his graduation is the 3rd,
but they have yet to tell me the time or the location. I would imagine they're going to do it at the academy, at the new building, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. And as soon as I know, I'll let you folks know on that. And then that cruiser that was ordered back March of last year is being built February of this year, and we should get it March of this year.
Wow.
Is the last update we got on that. The follow-up on High Street, I don't know if you all cared, we pretty much made a decision on that, but the traffic that was coming from Main Street to St. Paul Street was 253 for the week. Going the opposite direction is 238, so it's about the same. The speed between 20 and 21, going opposite way, there's 50 cars doing that, where the other way was doing 30, but they're all pretty much the same either way. So, I mean, I think the consensus of the residents, once we talked to them, and then we had Ivan and Jerry Ittner in here, I think they just assume leave it the way it is, not mess with it. I got the trailer setting up there now because Jerry had now brought up the fact about he feels traffic's going out of the Powerball too fast to get an idea of what the speed is there. But the few times I've set up there and run radar, I don't see a problem coming up through there. So, but a week will tell us. We'll give you a count and the speed survey on that. Other than that, everything else was going good. I mean, we had evaluation of Amy today, and then mine's due. And other than that, everything's going well.
Yeah, that up on St. Paul Street, I was sitting in traffic light the other day, and somebody realized they were going too fast when they saw the red and blue lights start flashing
Yeah.
on that,
Yeah, we've got that
State
set
Bank.
real low.
and they hit the brakes.
Yeah. Yeah, we got it set low. But it's just give an account to see if there's a problem. I don't think there is, but we'll know in a week. But there's no one there. And then after we move it from there, we're gonna bring it there out from your place and set it for a week, get your account there.
And
And if anybody else gets any complaints of they feel there's a speeding problem, let us know. I got brackets ordered for the signs we're gonna move. We're gonna put 2 up here on St. Paul Street on opposite ends of the 3-way stop. And then I'm getting 10 brackets made, so if anybody has any complaints of a traffic problem as far as speed goes, then let me know, and I'll put them brackets up there, and we can move them signs around, and I can give you a count if what they're seeing is true or not as far as speed goes.
And you are correct. There is a stop sign at Balfour
I
Avenue.
thought there was. Yeah.
If you see Greg in the morning, you or Paul, you might want to have him go and turn it so it's straight, because it's kind of cockeyed, and then I can see where someone, because I almost got broadside there a week ago.
Yeah, they come roaring.
Yeah, they come flying up through there and they don't stop.
Yeah.
So,
Have you had any
there is-
complaints about people going up Reader's Alley the wrong way from Young Avenue?
Not recently. I mean, we sat there for, back here before Thanksgiving in October, we sat there 3 or 4 nights a week and not catching anybody. So it's kind of useless for us to continue to sit there. But if they see an increase, I mean, maybe they stop because we were sitting there.
Okay,
If they see an increase, we can go certainly back there
I've had one person say something,
and sit. Okay.
so.
Yeah, we actually sat in the church parking lot back up against that building, watching the 3-way stop.
Yeah.
Is what we said at.
Don't forget to charge him, Pastor Paul.
Yeah.
I see people do it every once in a while, but
Yeah.
it's occasional.
Yeah, they said that they're still coming up there the wrong way, from right off of Young Avenue.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
all right, thank you.
Is there any certain time, I mean, we're doing it in the afternoon, we're not doing it in the morning.
They're saying commuter hours, so I guess in the mornings and in the evenings.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen that. So whenever, I live 15 Young Avenue, so I hit Cemetery, go up around. And there will be people that fly down and then they just shoot up that little section.
So you just get a short section of the box, okay.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Probably,
that's-
probably to pick up kids.
At Nebo.
No, they're just cutting that section.
Yeah, they're going from Young Avenue to the
Instead
church.
of going to the cemetery
Yeah.
and looking around, they're just going down behind the stop sign. Bang.
You know, we might want to
Left
put,
turn
we
only
get,
or
we
something.
might want to put, yeah, a sign there at the end saying no right turn or something to that effect.
Oh, off of Young Avenue?
Yeah, right, and,
Okay.
I think there's no do not enter sign there.
I got that, yeah.
Somebody was-
Yeah, that would be the argument.
Okay.
So we might want to put something in that.
Talked about it, safety.
No right turn or left turn only.
Yeah.
No right turn from Young.
On
Yeah.
towards 40.
Yeah.
There's do not enter signs on readers past the cemetery.
Yeah.
But there's nothing prior to that. So. yeah, we
Maybe that would
might want to put that there. Yeah.
Thank you.
Any other questions of the chief? What you all been waiting for?
Yeah, you couldn't see the whole thing.
Notice, I'm not gonna read the whole thing. State of the town address. I hope everybody has had a chance to read it thoroughly. It's on our website, correct, Jim?
Mhm.
So, please get on and read the whole thing. I'm just gonna hit some highlights. 2022 was an exciting year. Our steady focus on infrastructure repair and replacement is paying dividends. Here at Town Hall, staff and officials continue taking our long-standing infrastructure issues, addressing the barriers to land development and creating a new policy focused on the future of the town. Town volunteers and our advisory commissions are doing a fantastic job of managing their duties, creating economic and environmental opportunities, and enhancing quality of life for our residents. A huge amount of grant funding has been awarded to us. After a lot of hard work and preparation, it paid off. We're coming to plan best uses of our 3.1 million in American Rescue Funds, our ARPA. We've secured another 11.9 million in federal, state, county, and private grants and budget requests. And it's going to be put to good use. We have MS4 and NPD ES Phase 2 permits, human resources, safety, risk. We have new public works employees. We have new new administrative assistant and town clerk. We have a support EDC staff liaison, and we appreciate all of you all stepping up to the plate and help us out. Water and wastewater, drinking water reservoir replacement project, which is in dire need, and that's our biggest culprit and price of getting done with our water supply. Wastewater treatment plant, sludge dewatering facility. And by the way, folks, if you haven't had a chance and you can get down to the wastewater treatment plant, go down and look at that thing. That is huge. Have you been down there? Isn't it huge? And first time I saw it, I said to Pete, is this where it's gonna be? He said, yeah, why? I said, because if you gotta move it, let me know. I will watch you move it, because it's gonna be impossible to move. USAC asset inventory project with 50% grant funding from the U.S. Army Corps of Engineer, $42,000. We continue working on our physical inventory and condition assessment of the town's water, wastewater, and stormwater infrastructure. GIS system and modeling, alternative 40 water line looping, which is going to save us on water loss because of opening up them hydrants and flushing them out. Crestview well decommissioning and demolition. Shame he left when he left, because he's the one that's helping us out immensely and taking care of that for us. Schaefer Park well replacement, advanced metering infrastructure, and new utility building software. Crestview high pressure bypass. SureCap water and wastewater rates studies. SureCap stands for Southeast Rural Community Assistance Project. Utilities Commission audit and fixed fee corrections. Boonesboro Education Complex Sports Field irrigation well. Again, he left too soon. He's working out there with the school board to get that taken care of so they don't use treated water to water their fields. Schaefer Park projects, creek masonry repair and renovation. If you've been down at Schaefer Park, you noticed the stonework that was built back in the late 1930s. Needs some repair, so we're going to take care of that. Schaefer Park Path Phase 4, which will connect the older and newer sections of the north side of Schaefer Park. This project is in design and will begin procurement construction in spring of 2023. EDC development. Folks, if you haven't listened to any of the EDC people, they're working hard. They're working on the downtown beautification project, AT Collector Trail, the Appalachian Trail. We're looking to connect that from the Washington Monument down into the development out at the Easter Days properties that help bring people into town for rest, relaxation, and buy some supplies. Mayor and Council project, Chase 6 Boulevard, Campus Avenue realignment intersection, which is very, very well needed. Pray every day when school kids go across there, everybody makes it safe and nobody gets hurt. Safe routes into school sidewalk retrofit for Orchard Drive, Center Street, and Ford Avenue. Give a safe place for the kids to walk to school. Lobbying consultant at Maryland Rural Development Corporation, MRDC. Early in 2022, we started working with the lobbyists, and it's been very, very, very successful. We got several funding from that young man helping us out. JFK 50-mile ultra marathon commemorative plaque. I don't know where you saw it or not out here on Main Street, but 60 years they've been starting that race right here in the square of Boonesboro. NEA streetlight retrofit project. We had 161 older non-LED streetlight bulbs, and that's been changed and upgraded to high pressure sodium bulbs with LED retrofits to make our streets a lot lighter. LED drinking water, state revolving fund commitment letter. Thanks to a gentleman by the name of Dave Cotton from ARC. He helped us and worked hard to get with NDE to make us more eligible for funding and grants and loan forgiveness. We're not considered a
Disadvantaged.
We're now considered as a disadvantaged community now, so that'll help us out with more funding. Future capital projects, wastewater main replacement, $1.4 million, wastewater treatment plant, lagoon dredging and repurposing, 1.2, as you can see, the lagoon's falling apart. Drinking water distribution system, lead component removal, $1 million. Schaefer Park Drive extension, $1.5 million. Moving forward in 2023, we will continue working on capital improvements, infrastructure, repair, maintenance, economic development, growth, public safety, and all other functions that help make Boonesboro such a great place to live. We'll strive to become less reactive and more future-oriented. Better management and proper planning allow our residents to be more involved and vested in reassures them their tax dollars are well invested. Staff and elected officials would like to thank all of generous community members and businesses for their kind donations and volunteerism. You and your families are our motivation and drive to do a good job. Boonesboro is an amazing community and will continue working hard to keep it that way. So, as you can see, and you get time to sit down and read everything, we are a busy, busy town, but without our staff, our public works, our wastewater treatment plant, police department, and
all of our volunteers throughout the different commissions. It would be hard to get everything completed. Thank you, everybody, for all your hard work. We really, really appreciate it. Anybody like to add anything?
I think they've just been working exceptionally hard to get this to come together. I think they're doing a good job. I think everybody deserves a lot of credit.
Absolutely. Good. Hearing nothing else, move on. Ethics Commission member appointments. Good Kevin. Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, thanks.
Good evening. Be safe.
See you, Chief.
Yep, be safe.
We're gonna do everybody individually. Unless you want to do it as a package.
Whatever you want to do.
Well, we can do it as a package.
That's fine.
Okay, we have, 3, full members and 1 alternate. Pastor Bob Ruggieri, Pastor Carl Malbach, Nelson Baker will be your regular members, and Tom Bickle will be serving as an alternate. Now, Tom can come to all the meetings and all, and still discuss everything. But if somebody's not there, then, he will have but he'll get to review everything just like everybody. So there, I would like to appoint those members to how many years?
3 years.
3 years. 3 years term. Do I have a motion to accept those members to the Ethics Commission?
I make a motion that we accept Pastor Bob, Pastor Carl, Nelson, and Tom to the Ethics Commission.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Abstain. The motion carries. Congratulations, you've finally got a full committee again.
Thank you.
There's a big backlog.
Good.
Like 7 months worth of that.
It's quite a bit.
We're not bad singers.
They'll work with you and work it through a schedule. It's easy to do. But thank you.
Collins filed quite a few of them.
But Bob is
I have
excited to have one because that was his elective class
okay.
in college,
Yeah.
was ethics. So he said, finally, I get to use what I learned in school. So,
Well, thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks for
very
coming
much.
tonight. Thanks for doing the invocation. We appreciate it.
So nice to be a part of the town that cares about their citizens.
And you're welcome to stay and you're welcome to come back anytime.
Thank you.
We appreciate you coming.
If you need to put the kids to bed, we understand.
Wife's doing that.
Okay, cool.
A little bit longer.
What church are you affiliated with?
I'm, Trinity Lutheran Boonesboro. Yep. Yeah, I get to be his pastor. Absolutely.
I need a lot of password too.
It's the first best thing. Abstain from that.
Okay. Wastewater treatment, WWTP dewatering press. What you got, Paul?
So this bid actually went out today, but I wanted to share with everybody. Finally, we got the bid packet together. I mean, this is the first big project, at least since I've been here, that we've worked on. So, but we got the bid packet together, and it went out today, and it closes on the
6th.
February 6th.
February 6th. So we'll have some bids to review here at the February meeting, and I'm just excited to get started on that project. Howard mentioned that the press and all the press components were recently delivered. The wheel loader is coming in March, and I'm just excited to get started on that. So it took a long time to get through permitting and design, but
People want to be competing something?
yes, I believe so. And the engineering firm, Gwynn Dawson and Foreman, put it on the contractor's website. And I wouldn't be surprised if we had, you know, at least 10 bids. And we got, I reached out to Middletown too, and got some recommendations from them about, because, you know, essentially, we've got this reservoir project right behind them. To learn a little bit more about their experience.
So will it be an UCD involved in reviewing the bids?
Oh, yeah, we'll review the bids before the council meets.
That'd be nice to get that up and running, because let's look at money, hundreds of thousands of dollars. to save us. That would be really nice. Anybody have any questions for the press? Sycamore Run, 1-year maintenance agreement with Greenway Associates.
Let me do it.
Sure.
He
Okay.
was hoping you'd come.
So the planning commission reduced the bond for Sycamore Run to 5% and it wants to enter a 1-year maintenance agreement. Basically, it just goes over that they will still be in charge of all the maintenance for the development, and then November 4th of this year, or 14th, we'll take it over. So we'll do all the mowing of the common areas, plowing, sidewalk maintenance, all of those kinds of things. And it also protects us, saying that they can't ever pull another bond on this development. So if we have to take the bond, then they can't pull another one. So we're protected if they do anything.
You just need us to make a motion to accept.
Yep. And the planning commission did an email vote and they were good with this too.
You did answer Dave's questions to your satisfaction.
So we would take over November of 2023?
Yes. That's when they agreed to do the reduction, right?
2022.
Was
Yeah,
November 14th.
Mhm.
Yeah, by section 3 spells out, you know, and the handoff should begin, and that starts with a successful approval from us after our final review, which you and Greg did, and with the engineer.
Yeah, I'm talking about the date on it.
Yeah, I was
So
just looking
that's
at
when
the
we reduced it, right?
Yes,
Or
yep,
whatever, yeah.
yes.
So that's why that's that date. And then Greg and I will set up a final walkthrough in the spring or summer, just to make sure everything's good.
Yeah, I think we held off on bringing it to y'all just because we were waiting for them to provide proof of the bond reduction. And it took them a long time to do for whatever reason. It just takes developers to do.
Anything.
Yep. Do I have a motion to accept the 1-year maintenance agreement? I'll make that motion. Thank you, sir. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
A motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Same, motion carried. Schaefer Park Creek Masonry Repair and Renovation. Invitation for bid.
Okay. So I gave everybody the work scope and the bid publication. We have an approved MDE permit, and just waiting to hear back from the county. As you all know, they had an issue with cyber attack, so everything's taking a little bit longer over there, but it's really more of a formality. And honestly, this is such a specialized trade that we're going to get this done in the spring. I really feel like we need to get this bid out. You know, I think we've waited long enough for the county to get us this permit back, so I was hoping that we could get this bid out in the meantime while we're waiting to hear back from the county. And like I said, we already got the hard part of the permitting done. We got an approved permit from MDE, so.
We have a motion to put out the bid. I'll do that. Thank you, sir. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second to put out the creek masonry repair work out for bid. Any questions or discussion?
Well, I guess my question would be, what happens if we, you know, get a bid good for so many days, but we don't have our county permit back? The timing.
We'll probably have the county back within a couple of weeks. They're starting to get stuff out.
I think they're starting to get
Yeah,
movements. I don't think it should be a problem.
things are starting to move slowly.
And we just walked Newton Park the other day, and that, it's really starting to get.
Maybe this is a CCP project.
Yeah, just researched it a little bit. I think I got a lot of it from the health department and one other place, I forget.
There's a bit of history there.
Yeah. I mean, that's, you know, I didn't have much trouble with MDE when I showed them how historically important this was, because, you know, they would have tried to turn it back into a wandering, you know, creek or something.
And the trees are growing.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Hearing none, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same, abstain, motion carries. Boy, this is,
All right, thank you, Mr. Carl. Thank you.
Thank you.
this is gonna be quick. Commission report. Park board. Pittsburgh Municipal Utilities Commission.
No meeting.
Planning Commission.
No
I will
meeting.
say, I have to say something. Welcome back, Ralph.
Yeah. Thank
Happy
you.
New Year, everyone, and we are going to meet 2 weeks from tomorrow on the 24th.
Happy New Year to you too.
Did you sign this?
No, I didn't sign. Public safety?
We didn't meet in December. Our next meeting is the 19th of January.
EDC, I know you met.
We did meet. We met on January 4th at 8:00 in the morning. That's our new meeting time because we didn't have enough time before. So now we have all morning long to talk. Brian made his debut as the staff liaison. He did an outstanding job. I represented as well. Couple of just the highlights. Going to be reopening over here across the street. That's as Giovanni's with a name change.
Pizza?
Mhm.
Same way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no, it's it's not what's his face anymore.
Bruce.
Yeah, somebody else.
So it was sold?
Not the bill, they're renting.
Shit, right over
In the fall, or in the spring, probably like March or something.
Oh,
Yeah. So it'll be Giovanni's. So that'd be a nice, if you want pizza again. There has been another restaurateur expressing interest in opening another restaurant. We don't know what type. They had approved the Crawford building, but couldn't make a deal on it. So there may be another business opening up over there. We're gonna have a networking breakfast start up again, January 19th. We'll have our meeting. We'll have one in March and one in May for breakfast. Ribbon cuttings, China Ocean just opened up. They're gonna try to reach out to them to do a ribbon cutting. It may not be till the spring. The food truck festival is planning has begun, and we're still looking for September 3rd for that. The tattoo studio has moved across the street to a cut above. So we have, we still have a tattoo. We have one less hair place, but,
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
I thought just the building was for sale.
Well, the business moved down like all of 67, like way down.
Oh, it did?
In the ladies' basement.
She moved in her house.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right now over her house now.
Sherry's is bumping now. All the ladies better go get their firm over there now.
Wow.
They just got the-
Colin knows what's going on in the
My
street.
grandmother goes there.
He gets the box.
That's how you keep your, that's the real pulse. of it.
That is the pulse.
You want to find out what's going on with them, just go to Sherry.
Right. There
Used to be Pete's.
Yeah.
Still shares.
Appalachian Trail, we're working on becoming that community, as Howard mentioned. They're sending us correspondence that were already designated. We will be the first, and the behind us will be Brunswick. Cool. We've got a lot of things to do before that kicks off.
Is there any updates on who bought the old South Mountain Inn? I heard it was the Park Service.
It is Park Service.
Park Service is gonna make that kind of a big start.
They would probably be good to coordinate and do with that.
Yeah, they're gonna be part of that, and that's a state park. So they're moving, their administrative offices and buildings in there, so. Yeah, they had their last hoopla, New Year's Eve, yeah. In an era. What it used to be, like, was it a toll house or something, when it was the national road?
Been an inn, I don't know that they ever collected tolls there. I think it was just an inn where they stayed, it was like a day's trip from DC to here on them.
I know they are looking for people that work there and they want input on if you have stories and stuff, because they want to write like little memoirs.
Yeah. Well, the park service, recognize the history of it.
Thank you.
I think somebody. Tested.
Yeah, it says here,
Didn't you see?
I think it's 21st, that they want to have a celebration for all the people who actually work there, contractors and stuff like that.
Oh, it's just a town seal. I have that at my desk.
Living rescue, though.
I'll be here tomorrow or something. so get that done. Thank you.
What they're gonna do, how's it gonna do that? Business
Chad, they're not
I
gonna
never-
do it.
I think Kim's brother worked there. Kim.
We could have had MMA fight, nothing. So,
Yeah, if you know anybody that works there, and I'm sure they. Yeah.
Terry worked there, Howard worked there. Howard? No.
Get a hold of Chad and Lisa, tell them that you're really working on, they can.
I worked with a lot of dishes up
Me
there for
too.
90 cents an hour.
Buddy, I was rolling in the money when I was 14.
You still got the cooler.
I said, yep, I still got all the money set too.
Somehow I believe that.
But it,
Thank you, sir. Anybody got any questions of Ray? Hearing none, Environmental Commission?
We did meet. We had a special guest, Anna Twig from the Maryland Forest Service. She talked to us about the Maryland's 5 million tree initiative. She gave a really nice presentation and she gave them some grant and tree giveaway opportunities. They're going to be presenting a plaque in memory of Bruce Schmidt on April 23rd at 1 o'clock. And the spring recycling and swap event is May the 13th. They're going to try to get Jim King of Crushing It to discuss the feasibility of a glass collection system for the town and how that might work on an ongoing basis. Our Sustainable Maryland certification expires the end of this year. There's a subcommittee that's going to be meeting about that. I know Kathy Vesely was looking, somebody, I think in Keedysville, maybe the mayor of Keedysville, his wife, they were interested in buying some of our compost bins if we have any. Do you know if we have any left?
Yeah, we have some.
Okay. Well, and I think they were trying to find prices.
They were $20.
Okay. And, that might be- the EV station, one of them mentioned that Potomac Edison was maybe looking to put more somewhere, but I didn't know anything about it. They said you might know.
Yeah, they are interested in maybe installing a second station at Schaefer Park.
Okay.
And when they first installed this one, they had scouted 2 spots that would work. And Schaefer Park, right by the bridge, was one of the spots, and the other one was here, and they decided on here. So But it sounds like they have a little bit of extra funding and then they'd be willing to install a second station.
Okay.
This is busy up here.
Yeah.
It's not too many days, as they go by, somebody's plugged in.
It's busy, but it's the same people using it, which is fine,
Well, they take it to charge a vehicle out here, half an hour.
I think.
Oh, no, it takes hours.
It takes hours.
We don't have that.
I think what it is it's cheaper to charge it here than it is at your own house. I don't know.
I don't know, my son-in-law have an electric car, so when they come up from Baltimore, they park there, charge it. It takes a while, you know, 6 hours.
They walk down to your house from there?
Well, yeah.
Or
they park, yeah, and charge when they come and pay.
But I knew they do have fast charging.
You can see on his phone when
You
it's
pay extra.
charged.
I don't think it costs more to charge it at your house. I think it's the adapter that you have to install, that's what's the cost is.
But if you're gonna buy an EV, you're buying that too, right? I mean.
Right, but again, let's see, I don't have one in my house, I don't have electric cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You gotta install it.
No, but I'm trying to figure out why
Yeah,
the
it took
same,
longer, I didn't know it took that
but it's the same 5 or 6 vehicles up here
long.
all the time. It's.
I never looked at the license plates.
Yeah.
They do.
I think they do.
They do. So put one down, but actually, probably.
Yeah, they live on Beacon Avenue.
So that's easy for them.
Just one, but it'll have 2 connections.
Two connections.
How many connections just one?
Two, one on each side.
I've seen them lined up in Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
But they have supercharger, fast and rapid.
Yeah, you can see them with the,
So our next meeting is tomorrow night.
Thank you. Anybody else have any questions for Terry? Here you go. Raleigh?
Yep. So Fletcher's Grove, Dean South, is ready for engineering approval, but they still need to submit their APFO. They haven't done that yet, and we need to wait for the school realignment to go through and all that before the planning commission will sign off on it. Ace Hardware has been recent comments from the engineer, but mine and Greg's comments have all been addressed. 28 North Main Street is getting a chiropractor. They just got their renovation permit, so I'm sure we'll be seeing that here in the next couple of months. We already talked about Vanish. And then 50 St. Paul Street, that subdivision, they resubmitted a new plan. I sent it for engineering comments. The last plan, they had shared access points with neighbors and they never talked to the neighbors. So this one takes that off. So hopefully the neighbors are a little bit calm now, so.
Have you noticed the retaining wall?
Yeah, they
that they
just
put in?
redid it.
It leans.
No, I have not. looked
yeah.
at that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it leans towards, it's not
Towards the house?
yeah.
I thought either the wall's leaning backwards or it's not.
Let's talk about that one.
No. No, it's messed up. There's something wrong with that
Oh,
wall.
they left that in off limits. We had to yell at them to handle it or we were gonna have to start fighting them because they had all that loose dirt exposed.
Yeah.
If we would have one good rainstorm, I mean, it would.
Yeah, they had like a big tunnel.
I saw it the other day and I was like, oh, I guess it's finished. And just, I'll have to ask Tom about it. I know they have a permit for it, so I'm surprised if they sign off on it.
So we can question that.
Yeah, we're at questions.
I know we have to have some type of a statute or whatever you want to call it for sidewalks and sidewalk care, right? St. Paul is one area, there's one sidewalk up there that is pretty much crushed stone.
Okay.
Young Avenue, there are several. I think 15 Young Avenue might be one of the culprits. No, I'm just kidding.
The old Avenue. Even.
But, I mean, I know we have,
Yeah, Greg and I will go look at them.
okay. And then, has anybody had any concerns about what would be the one Young Avenue, this side, on your side?
All the Garners.
Yeah. What's happening? What's happening with that, Sharon?
I have not heard anything in a few months.
Well.
Every time I tell him to put his car away, he puts it away and then he probably takes it back out. So,
It's still, I mean, the
That-
backyard is just,
It's a mess.
It's overcharged.
Yeah, it is.
So have we imposed any little penalties yet, or we just keep talking to him?
no, we just keep talking to him.
Maybe a penalty might push him then.
Is that the karate guy?
I mean, it's a mess coming down through there.
It is.
So.
Well, that's why you turn right at the stop sign.
Sorry, I'm not looking at it. Turn left, but don't look.
Okay, that's all
All right.
Any other questions, Rob?
Did the post office building get sold already?
I think it's sold.
Okay, and that's a new land, so they have a new landlord already?
I believe so.
Are they gonna put the proper water hookup in now?
That's done already.
Oh, it is done?
I was gonna say, I thought that was done
But it
before I
was
went on leave.
Well, it was
No
good.
problem.
Dunkin' Donuts?
They are with the county right now for building permit review. I'm not sure if they sold that property, but it's with them for review.
And Highs is just gone now.
Yeah, right. Nothing on them.
They're going? Did they buy that?
They bought the,
I thought they bought it.
somebody bought
I think they bought it,
Oh,
They did buy it.
but that was like last year.
oh, okay. Okay, I thought maybe they just pulled out the whole.
No, they have the land, but maybe it was 2021 when they bought it. It's been a while.
2 years.
So is it still tied up with the Easter days as far as the infrastructure? Is that what's holding it up?
I have no idea.
I mean, once they, okay, okay. That's a shame, because that project was moving along and then it just fell.
Yeah.
And they did the smart thing, buy the ground from the Easter days, so they own the ground, now they shot yourself in the foot.
Well, didn't, wasn't there a problem with the water? Once they were gonna have to pay for the water,
Yeah, they were a little bit blown away by the
Yeah.
tap fees.
maybe that's
too many EDUs.
holding them up.
But they're having a car wash,
Right.
but in the car wash, recyclable water.
I mean, they have to, like, AT&T has it, you
Like
can't go behind it.
AT&T does. That would help save them on water, because they would keep reusing it, wouldn't they?
That can't be all it is, because
Yeah.
before they bought the property, they knew what the tap fees were
Yeah.
gonna be, so I don't- it's something else.
They might have did all more than they could chew, maybe business isn't that good right now.
That's what I'm thinking. Well, under the heading, while we're still on Raleigh under questions, maybe this is the right place for this. I heard that AT&T would get old news. The MG Gilbert guys that are leasing the property beside the need to park their trucks and such, I heard they lost their contract. There hasn't been much activity over there. There's a couple of trucks, but nothing like before, and there's no employees that's been parking there in the daytime. You see one or two trucks now and then. So I'm not sure what's going on there, other than I heard they lost their contract.
So Battlefield will be coming back soon.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'll take care of Battlefield. Oh, is that what happened?
Isn't that what you're saying?
I don't know. Who?
I think they contracted to either the county or the state.
Yeah, I think they
Okay.
were parking there because they had contract work.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Nobody say anything?
They were probably paying, what's his name?
Yeah.
His trucks there.
You didn't hear anything, Sherry?
They don't talk about it.
Just who's wearing a toupee, that kind of stuff.
And finally, to follow up on Tim, I walk around some, Lincoln Avenue's got some bad sidewalks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they actually got some places sticking up the trip over.
I'm all for that, but then I also realized, you guys realize homeowners are going through a really hard time to stop them with, you gotta have your sidewalk repaired the next day that costs so much. you know, a shock to some people because they think the town is. So just approach
Well, I didn't say that we're gonna go,
cautiously
yeah.
is all I'm saying because.
Well, you're really good helping them by letting them know there's a problem,
Yeah.
because if someone trips and falls, they're gonna be
They're gonna get
sued.
sued.
Yeah, but that's the thing.
More than that.
You know what I mean? Just, you know,
Yeah, but
you
then
know, they're
when the insurance
protected.
goes up.
Well, I can tell you what we've done.
You know, you just gotta.
I can tell you what we did. The process we're doing with the intersection is, since they're going to be doing some intersection there for the, to install that intersection, they're going to be doing sidewalk. So we told Draper that while he's installing sidewalk, he needs to fix the damaged sidewalk in the neighborhood of the existing community. So maybe while we're doing retrofitting new sidewalks, we can just throw that into the work scope to renovate all of the damaged sidewalk that exists now. We get some cost efficiencies that way. I don't know, that's a good idea.
Okay, so how does that work? Help me out here. I know we're gonna put sidewalks on my street there at some point. So.
Well, that's what's being proposed, yes.
Right. So then when that's done, it's done. But then in the out years, homeowners are responsible for the sidewalk?
Correct.
Okay.
And that's per our sidewalk ordinance.
I got a long sidewalk.
Well, I don't think it's gonna be on your side.
If I remember correctly, it's not, it crosses the street right before it gets to Eric's house, yes.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of school kids that come through that factory lot.
Yeah. And we have for deals.
Yeah. So it actually makes more sense to have them outside. So that, you know, well, and then you got some of those hills you have to come into. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, the sidewalk's not just for school children, it's for pedestrians too, making their way down Schaefer Park, that sort of thing.
Barrel have a place to walk. You could have seen my hair. Could be safe.
All right.
Thank you, Raleigh. Anything else for Raleigh? Town manager's report, Paul.
So tomorrow, speaking of the intersection project, tomorrow Howard and I are going to be presenting a funding request to the Board of County Commissioners. Surprise, surprise, the cost of the intersection went up. So we have changed, we modified our ask from 400,000 to 520,000. And at that time, right before we asked, Howard will be presenting them with an award, an appreciation. I'm going to-
First, and then ask.
Yes. Yes.
Good job.
Citizens' comments.
Never look, it's an opportunity.
Butter them up first.
So they are still considering our draft memorandum of understanding. We provided that to them about a month ago. But I imagine if they give us money, that they'll probably be signing an agreement here too soon. So, and then immediately after that, we will be heading down to Annapolis to meet with Delegate Weigel, Senator Porterman, and Delegate Barnes to further discuss our legislative priorities. And we will also be presenting them with appreciation awards. So tomorrow's going to be a very, but we hope a productive day. And then I gave everybody a copy of the usage reports. We finally got a pretty clear look of what those sandbags might be doing up at the reservoir. You can see the last 2 quarters that are loss percentages down, and that is has a majority to do with the amount of the production, reduced production numbers that we have. So if you look at the amount of water that goes monthly to Boonesboro, kind of that middle column, And if you look at the back page, you can see that the numbers are down from 10 and 9 million down into the low nines and even into the 8 millions instead. So, if you extrapolate that data, we're just those sandbags alone, we're talking about 6 or 7 million gallons of water. So that's very good news. We didn't expect the sandbags to do anything, but it's good to see that something happened with it.
Just didn't.
I know we give most.
That's right, we did,
yeah,
we
we did.
did that.
Those were the pre-plaque days, but they still got something.
Yeah, that's right. We did right after they did it.
Got it. And then last thing I wanted to share was that, the kind of the next big projects, the lagoon dredging. This is a piece of the liner in there currently. It's been in there since 1954. This and probably a 6-inch layer of clay is what separates us from, an environmental disaster. So we have been working with Synagro. They are coming down to take a boat out onto the lagoon and do what's called a sludge judge. They are going to figure out exactly how much sludge we have in the lagoon and give us a price on what it's going to take to empty it out and fill it back in. As you all know, we recently successfully lobbied MDE to be designated a disadvantaged community. So Synagro will have a report ready for us to prepare grant application before the January 31st application deadline to have the lagoon dredged. I mean, it's going to be well over $1 million to get this project done, but it was in our legislative priorities booklet. So we asked for money from the state, and we're going to be asking for money from MDE as well. And that project needs to be steadily moving forward. If you guys all remember, back in 2008, when the wastewater treatment plant was being built, we emptied out one of the lagoons into the first. And so it's holding quite a bit of sludge. But it's not something we can ignore much longer. And this just seems to be kind of the political and economic climate right now to be getting these big capital projects done. There's a lot of funding for them. So, we'll pursue it aggressively.
Question. We're getting our own dewatering press. Are we going to be able to process some of that ourselves?
We talked about it.
So
the money?
we will be able to treat the what's called the decanted water off the top. But we cannot treat the settled sludge. That will be, they're going to send out what's essentially like a raft with a vacuum attached to it. And it's going to be sucking it all up, and it'll go straight to a belt press on the shore. It'll be dewatered there, and then those solids will be tested to either be land applied or taken straight to the landfill. But the water, there's like about 2 or 3 feet of water above where the settled sludge is that has suspended solids in it, and we will be treating.
So we can process that. Okay.
Yeah.
Suspended solids.
Sounds like, that's good. It sounds like we'll have the guy from Dirty Jobs on TV come in and do the
Yeah.
show. Maybe we can get paid for doing the show.
I like that idea.
So in the future, we won't have this with the dewater, we won't have this kind of sludge issue again. This is going to eliminate.
We will have a lagoon. The lagoon has been decommissioned. It's just that We just haven't gotten it. That's what we have to wait for.
We just have the debt.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't get rid of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a cost saving measure.
But wastewater treatment plant is a mandate.
Yeah.
And then they always say, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. Then they get- tell you how to get rid of it.
Sons of gods.
Okay, anything else for Paul? Just a reminder, next Monday, the 16th, is Martin Luther King Day Town Hall be closed. Networking breakfast, as Ray said, on the 19th, MMLs on the 23rd, and the workshops on the 30th.
You see it there somewhere.
Yeah, the MUC is on the 18th, EZA not needed. Planning Commission on the 24th, Park Board's the 25th. Public Safety is the 19th. Breeze site is open 8 to noon on the 21st. The EDC is tomorrow night. EDC already had theirs, and we just had theirs. Everything for the month of January.
So who's touched it now?
It's the city.
Big.
City of Hagerstown. It's at 5359 West Washington Street. It's where the old bank used to
Oh,
be.
okay,
And
where
that new county
Dedicated, yeah.
catering place.
So that's where that bank used to be, like way back in the day?
Right after now, it was, Nicodemus was there. No, Nicodemus. On the corner. It's in that new section. It's right across the street from the college. It's still part of the college. Lighter's Caters has the contract on catering. Brisket, you got fried chicken, right?
I haven't received anything.
Check your spam.
Nothing in there.
That's
See,
where I found
she
mine.
did this to me last time
That's
too.
where I found.
I had to call her.
And when it's in spam, it won't let me transfer.
Well, you gotta move it to your inbox first. Then you can forward it. It won't let you forward it from spam.
It won't let me forward to my inbox either. No, yeah,
I'll reach out to her tomorrow.
No.
Right, why?
Okay.
It came in my spam today.
Kim, you said there was an update from Jason. He's coming on the 30th
Yeah, he'll be at our workshop meeting.
to present the draft.
Yeah,
We were talking about last time was that we were going to schedule a special meeting, but instead we're just going to do the workshop.
He said that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does anybody know the resolve on the hacking of the county? Was there a paid? Was there?
no, it was never answered. They swear they did. Things are getting back to normal slowly.
And it's,
Isn't it Monday night?
it's Monday night, yeah.
So, they really were in bad shape. 911 was doing it the old way, taking directions and fire companies. Directions. how to run.
The city, before the last one, the city had a
Anything else we brought before the council tonight? Hearing none, do I have a motion to go into executive session under general provisions, article 3-305B1, subsection I, to discuss the appointment of employments, assessment, promotions, promotion, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials over whom it has jurisdiction. So moved. Second. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. 5 minutes, Rick. I'm only kidding. It's either you or